Welcome to the Rob and Kale podcast. Rob Sanders.
Cheap, lying, no good, rotten, four-flushing, low-life, snake-licking, dirt-eating, inbred, overstuffed, ignorant.
Kale Carolina Jackpot Hall.
Blood-sucking, dog-kissing, brainless, dickless, hopeless, heartless, fat-ass, bug-eyed, dimpling, snotty-lip, worm-headed sack of monkey shit he is. Hallelujah! Holy shit!
The Rob and Kale podcast.
Where's the Tylenol?
That still makes me laugh. Welcome into the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. Of course, my friend is in the upstate. He is the best damn Gamecock YouTuber on the planet. He is Mr. Carolina Jackpot Kale Hall. Kale, what's up, my friend?
What's up, guys? Hopefully a little audience over there on YouTube watching right now. Good evening, Jerome, Stephen, Bible Belt Beauties, Joey, JJ Banks, General Voltard. I thought you were dead. Great to see you.
I thought he was dead too. Real talk.
Sir.
I honestly thought he died.
He did die. I guess he's back.
Resurrected, like the Undertaker. He didn't die. He just went off to a better place for a while.
There we go.
There we go. We're going to answer questions over there. We're going to do phone calls in a little bit. Thank our sponsors and, of course, Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. The Callaway's Bowl Pick'em standings, man. I tell you what, I updated the standings this morning. Some people made some big jumps. Kim Bellinger, after the first set, was at 3. Now he's at 9, and he leads this thing, tied with Nancy Davis and Tyler Dove. Lots of other people are playing pretty well, including myself and Jackpot. Jackpot is at 8 picks out of 13, which is right where I'm at, 8 out of 13. Some people have not fared so well. I got to give a shout out to James Fleming, who got 1 correct in the first set, but now has 7 correct. That's a hell of a bounce. But there are some folks who are not doing well, including our old friend, the Comrade, who sits with 4 total correct picks. Gary Mills started with 0. Now he's at 4. And Sally Fleming, a defending champion. She was Sally Donegan when she won the first time. She has since gotten married, but she is in dead last place, right above the Comrade, right below the Comrade, who is not playing very well. But you made some good picks there, Jackpot.
Yeah. That damn Missouri game bit me in the ass. I think that bit a lot of people in the rear end with that one, but yeah. Other than that, some I didn't expect, and some, quite frankly, were just kind of difficult picks. I didn't think Utah State would whip up on the Beeve the way they did. That was kind of surprising to me. And now half of the damn games that I'm going to get to pick, or that I have picked, that we've all picked, are just going to go by the damn wayside. We're going to end up with like 25 fucking bowl games out of 45. This is horse shit.
That's true, man. But anyway, thanks to Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. Go by and check them out. And of course, they sponsor our Pick'em contest and the bracket challenge, which we will be swinging into basketball season soon, Jackpot.
Yeah, basketball season's going, got cranked up right now. The only team, now the Gamecocks, they had some COVID issues last weekend. And, I mean, that was legitimate. I mean, it really was. I mean, they had COVID issues, and that was, just unfortunate. And I think a lot of this COVID opt-outs for the bowl games, I think that's just bullshit. The Gamecocks, when it happened with us, it was legitimate for real.
So I have a conspiracy theory on these teams getting out of the bowl stuff. We'll talk about that in a moment, but thanks to Callaway's Bar and Grill, Callaway'sBarandGrill.com. Also, Dennis Wilson, DNC Trucking and Transport, Fireside Chats with Uncle Jackpot. Jackpot, tell us a story, man.
All right. Well, sucks to be a Gamecocks. Clemson is my Palmetto Bowl champion. Clemson is way too deep. A new year is coming. We should expect the same results. A ship football program with a Dabo wannabe head coach and a fake Tate Martell at quarterback. Mac Brown may run it up this week. We are a total shithole. It sucks to be a Gamecock. Go Tigers.
Facts there. Thank you, Carolina Jackpot, for bringing us some truth this evening. So good stuff there. All right, Jackpot. Well, we look at the bowl schedule here, and I'm trying to figure out which bowls are left. I know that we just found out that what was it? Miami opted out of their bowl game.
They opted out of what was it? The Tony the Tiger Flakes, the Frosted Flakes Sun Bowl.
As shitty as they played this season, it should have been the who gives a fuck bowl.
Yep.
Yeah. Who else? Boston College and East Carolina were supposed to play.
Yeah.
That game is gone. I mean, it's a lot of games are gone right now. Jackpot. Are there any that have gone away that you wish had stayed on schedule?
I wanted to see East Carolina play in a bowl game. They haven't gotten to play in a bowl game for like 5 or 6 years, so that really sucks. The Virginia SMU matchup I thought would have been kind of a high scoring affair. So that kind of sucks as well. And Miami and Memphis not play. That kind of ruined my Christmas.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot.
Carly asks, why is it all ACC teams? It's not. There's been SEC teams that have opted out as well. Texas A&M was the first one, and it wouldn't surprise me if we had more that were in the mix. And here's my thinking on this. Now, Jackpot, I need you to be honest with me, even though it's the holiday season, and you may want to be kind because that's what people do during the holidays. We try to keep it real here on the program. Here's what I think. I think that teams are getting into the mix and saying, you know what, we're going to go to this bowl game. They're accepting the bowl invites. They are getting the whole thing of get those 12 practices in, and then, oh, we have COVID. Fuck off. Now we're not going to do a game. I think that they're milking the system to get those extra practices for the young players and then saying, you know what, why would we play in this bowl game now? Doesn't really make much sense.
But part of a bowl game is getting a payoff too.
Right, and I agree with that, but I
think it's just unfortunate they're shitting on the fans because I'm sure East Carolina has some fans that were going to go to where was that game at? This military, where's that, in Washington D.C.?
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure they had some fans that were going to go to that, and I'm sure they were probably in the transit. I mean, that's not.
Well, let me paint a better picture there for you, Jackpot. Let's say that you're you're a 10-year-old East Carolina fan, and your dad went and bought you tickets to go to that bowl game, and had all the transportation set up and everything in DC, and then all of a sudden, fuck you. You've shit on a kid's Christmas gift. There's that too. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Stop with all this damn testing. That's stupid. I mean, unless somebody's showing some real symptoms. I mean,
well, my wife has a comment. She's actually paying attention. She says that they should be required to show proof, and I get that. But I don't know, man. I think we've already seen it with a lot of players that are just opting out because they want to get ready for the pros. It's almost like we have a quitter society when it comes to college football now. If it's not like the college football playoff, nobody really gets excited about it anymore.
That's true. I mean, why do you not see players opting out of that midseason game against Charleston Southern?
That's a good point.
I don't understand that. I mean, what's the difference? What's up, Spencer Rattler, over in the comment section?
Spencer Rattler follows the show.
Already in South Kakalaki.
Yep. Joey says play with whoever you have. And look, I can get behind that too because, yeah, you may not have your full range of players that are out there, but you've got most Division I teams have second and third string folks. So
looking at our roster coming up for Thursday's game, I kind of wish we could opt out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm not mocking this. I'm not mocking the Gamecock fans, but there are some bowl matchups that don't look really good. I firmly believe that if Boston College and Wake Forest and Texas A&M played, Wake Forest is a weird matchup for them. They really, really are. And I'm not saying they were going to win, but they may have taken a little stub to the toe there. And the last time they played, I mentioned it before, Wake Forest hung 55 on them. They don't give a shit. So there's that. Lee says you had a nice historical grocery review. Thank you for that.
You, Lee.
So also, I thought we'd talk a minute about the Clemson game, then we'll take some calls here. Clemson's playing Iowa State. Lines bounce back and forth between +1, -1, whatever on either side. I kind of wanted to say this evening to the Clemson folks that are there. They're out there running their mouths because I've noticed this with a lot of Clemson folks. They'll take what positive message is sent to them by some of the folks from the Roar and whatever, your Clemson media friendly folk here. And the thing this week was the culture at Clemson is great because not one single player opted out, which is not true. They're touting something that's not true. They had three players that opted out of the whole team and left. I mean, seriously, with Fomachu and who was it? Was it Latson or Nagata and Xavier? All these guys. It's not like
a Jew
has left the program too. It's just when you see this stuff, and it's like the hard part for me is that dum-dums believe it. Dum-dums truly believe it. They're like, oh, well, we're just that much different here. Not really. Players opt out from every school. None are better than the other ones.
Nagata and what's his name? Both transferred?
I can't remember all of them. Someone asked about Xavier Thomas. Apparently, he put out something on. I think I sent it to Jackpot. He put out something on Twitter where it was like, "Yeah, I'm leaving." Basically, it was like one of those memes where a young man like gives the kiss and then disappears. That kind of thing. Either that or he's just goofing. Steve asked if Neckroll is playing. I think he's talking about. Yeah, God, I can't remember his name. I interviewed him at kickoff. I'm dumb tonight, Jackpot.
Steve Hammond says Neckroll playing. Of course, he's the heart and soul of the team.
Yeah, he's going to play. He's already said he's playing. So, what's Big Lie number 2? I don't know what you're talking about there, Big Bean. I don't know. But no, I'm frustrated when I see stuff like that because it's like, you know what? Just stop it. It's ridiculous. All right, let's take some. You have something else you want to go into before we take calls here, Jackpot?
No, not really.
Bothering your soul tonight?
My
all right, well, there you go. Your soul is clear.
Ladson, Daryl Mike Dub says Ladson and a Jew left. Nagata still says he's at Clemson.
Right. Kirby's Vaja with a good point here. Dabo's losing players to the portal, but he won't use it to bring them in. Seriously handicaps the program. 803-470-2905. Someone was messaging me the other day and talking about there might be a rift between JT Daniels and old Kirby Smart there.
You think?
I don't know. Just saying.
Dude just basically blew the past 2 years. I mean, I thought he had COVID too. JT Daniels.
That's something to think about there too. By the way, the phone number to call is 803-470-2905. If we end up with something where they've already put out that, what was it? I think I sent it to you last week where we're going to crown a national champion regardless, because they're going to have the you could literally forfeit your way and win a national title by forfeit. So they may not give a shit about the Cheez-It Bowl or whatever bowl there is, but we're going to have a national champion one way or another, even if it's by forfeit.
Right. That would be like excruciatingly painful.
Justin wants to know if I've seen the Spider-Man movie. I have not yet. My wife and I want to see it because we're Marvel folks. And will Jay, I think he meant JT Daniels. I think he put TJ. Will JT Daniels transfer? At this point, man, it wouldn't surprise me if anybody was going to transfer from one spot to another. I don't know. Let's go out to the phones, Jackpot. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
What's
Hello.
up, ladies? Hope you had a great Christmas.
Oh, you sound much better, sir. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hey, I'm just giving you guys fair warning. You just mentioned that that it's possible someone could win the national championship by forfeit. I will have both of you know that won't stop me at all from claiming this thing and riding it for the next 40 years or however long I'm on this earth. So the fact that it will be the product of a forfeit will not stop me from hanging banners, getting knockoff rings, whatever I got to do. I've waited 41 years.
I get that, but real talk though, I firmly believe that there's no COVID in Alabama. I mean, if Nick Saban has it his way, nobody's got COVID. I mean, I think there's going to be padded tests, etc., especially around these playoff games. I mean, and they're important matchups, and I want everyone to be healthy, but wouldn't surprise me if we had maybe one or two players that weren't exactly tier one players, but like the sacrificial lambs. Oh, they got it. The rest of the team, though, nope, they isolated. Ta-da!
Yeah, I know what you're getting at there, and I would have to agree with you. There's the new variant is going to somehow not be allowed within the Alabama state line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not going to be at the Alabama state line. Period. Now, I'm also in the conspiracy theory landscape of the Big Ten is going to be like, well, if you're at Michigan, you've all got the COVID, because that's how the Big Ten rolls with those doofuses up there. Everybody's got the COVID. I mean, like some of the way, especially the way that they handled it last season, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
I can't argue that. Guys, have you looked around at some of the recent headlines at different schools? And it all seems to be about new NIL ideas. And Jackpot, with the new blood that's in your coaching staff there, I didn't know if you had heard about any new way to lure NIL money to South Carolina, anything like that cooking. I've seen it across the country.
I haven't heard of anything.
I think that eventually, I mean, like at certain, what was the first one? Like at BYU, everyone got 50 grand or something. It's one of those schools. Yeah. One of those schools like that. But I think eventually each university is going to have one big time booster that's going to give these players some money. I mean, that's kind of the way it's going to have to be. It's just, I think that I understand making money with their likeness, etc., but it's kind of hard for me to say, you know what, we're going to give each player $50,000 in addition to their education as well. Not that I don't want them to make money, but my goodness, man, that is a shit ton of money.
Yeah, but it seems like getting new gigs as far as ideas to bring in NIL money is the new recruiting tool, and basically everything else is just going out the window. That's my fear. It has been my fear from day one.
Quinn Ewers, I think that's the young man that was at Ohio State, got like $200,000 from them, and then supposedly got $1 million from for signing with Texas. So, I mean, yeah, it is at that point where if you're a big time business and you want to make sure that you're alumni or you're an alumni of a school and you want to have X player there to make it better, I mean, shit, that's what a lot of people are going to do. But now I think the problem, and maybe you guys can sound off on this too. You may have a guy that can sell insurance and make millions and millions of dollars every year, but does he really know football? And is he really going to be able to evaluate and say, you know what? I want to pay that quarterback who is 18 years old and have him come to our program, and he may end up falling on his face. I mean, it seems like people are going to be making football responsibilities that really may not know much about football.
Yeah, and that's going to happen. But from the head coach's perspective, what does that tell the next 5-star quarterback out there? Hey, look, they were willing to pay $1.5 million to that guy. Surely I'm better than him. Surely if I go there, I'm going to get at least that. You know what I mean? So it's not all wasted money if you look at it in that regard. It's a recruiting tool for the next 4 or 5 classes, whatever it may be.
What do you think, Jackpot?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
there you go, man. Well, hey, man, I if you got but you guys play on what, Friday night? You guys ready? You think that Georgia's ready? Have you heard anything out of the Georgia camp besides the fact that Daniels and Smart don't get along?
No, but that rumor is gaining some traction. It had something to do with the when I say the injury, I know I have to be more specific with JT Daniels. So it had to do with the second injury, and the rumor is the Georgia doctors had cleared him, but JT's doctors had not, and that was the point where Smart said, "Screw it, I'm done playing this game. We're going with Stetson Bennett." That's the rumor. I have no idea if that's true. There have been a couple of videos made on it. Again, I have no idea. But I did say on your show all along, there's something that we don't know because something just didn't add up there. So whether this is true or not, I don't know. But I expect over time something's going to come out. He's not.
Look,
I mean, you can say he's dumb, but he's not that dumb.
Well, if it comes down to it, and we know nothing else, if Georgia slips up against Michigan, I mean, is that a failed season for the Bulldogs?
12-0 and beating Florida. No, that's not a failed season.
I'm asking because you have the talent to.
Everybody beat Florida.
Central Florida beat them, buddy.
Yeah, but in years past, when we had a certain different head coach, we would lose to Florida, even on years like this. That would be your boyfriend I'm talking about there, Rob.
Sure. Yeah, man, I like the men that are men of God. Apparently, you don't like Jesus. That's okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. I think that I wonder if there's going to be a section of the Georgia fan base that's going to be like, you know what, I'm tired of this shit, and we'll see. I mean, winning the recruiting national title every year is at the point where, all right, it's cute, but you got to be able to get over that hump. I mean, hell, win the conference. I mean, you lost to that Alabama team that was one of the younger Alabama teams where it seemed like you guys were ripe to get them.
Yeah, I will say this. Having our best pass rusher on the field would be nice when we play Alabama, but I guess that's not going to happen.
I can't help that you lead the conference in raping. You're the only team that has a rapist on your team there, so you lead the conference in raping. You're number one there too. So,
well, I wasn't blaming you. I'm just saying it would be nice. Just our luck.
Nice. Oh goodness.
Anyway,
fair enough, man.
I do want to leave you this, guys. 43-18.
Thank you for that. Have a great night. All right. 803-470-2905. What, Jackpot?
Right.
There's not another team that has an alleged rapist on their roster in the conference. Georgia leads in that.
That's true.
Joey says, Rob, do you think that the NCAA will ever investigate any coaches for offering NIL as a recruitment tool as far as promising money to a recruit? I do believe there are some rules against that. I read like each school has their own NIL policy. I know for Clemson, and I use Clemson because I write a lot of stuff for them. And like with Clemson, each NIL transaction has to be monitored and approved by the university, and you can't wear any Clemson logos in any photo shoots or whatever that you have, and you can't shoot anything on campus as far as pictures. So there's that. Lee Wilder with a $5 super chat saying Merry Christmas. Thank you, sir.
Seems like there could be so many loopholes in all of this.
Yeah, I mean, and it could be like, remember the whole thing with Cam Newton where he didn't know his dad got money and that's what he went with and that's what got him back out on the field?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's that same theory. Who knows? I mean, you can't, if we meet somewhere that's off campus and, it's not like the NCAA has someone every 18 feet that can monitor every program,
Cam Newton, remember what a hell of a college player he was? Did you see him today? Good Lord, what a joke of a damn player that guy's become.
By the way, Matt ruled today, and I sent this to Jackpot. I am not a Panthers fan. I am a fan of the Green Bay Packers. But Matt, this is the exact comment from Matt Rule today. I believe it's 1,000% working. I just know no one can see it, and I apologize. As I tell our team all the time.
Like my wiener. I had to go there.
No more references to your penis on the show tonight. Holy shit. Anyway, Rule says, I believe it's 1,000% working. I just know no one can see it, and I apologize. As I tell our team all the time, it took Jay-Z 7 years. He had to start his own agency to become an overnight sensation. It takes time. So apparently, if you're a Panther fan, you got to have 7 years to get right. Anyway, yeah, what a shithole they've turned into. The Beast Bailey says Dabo cries too much about the transfer portal NIL deals, anything to do with players being important he doesn't like. Well, respectfully, sir, other coaches do that too. Lane Kiffin said basically the same thing. Dave Clawson's been on the record as saying the same thing. Dabo just gets maybe he just does it more. Who knows? Who knows? 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Mr. Boogie says the Panthers have neglected O-line and quarterback help forever. I agree.
Yeah.
So, you got a cold, Jackpot?
Yeah. Got a little bit of a cough today.
Okay, well, hopefully that remedies for you. Did you enjoy your holiday, sir? Did you get what was your favorite gift other than the Jim Cornette thing that we got you?
Got a couple of Gamecock hoodies, got a Sonic Care toothbrush, retro stereo. No, not bad at all.
Got a retro stereo. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
James says B-Bean and
the Blondie on it.
Yeah. So my wife knows me, man. She got me some new clothes, and I got underwear and t-shirts. I'm all happy about that shit. That's when you're an adult. When
t-shirts
you're
have sleeves in them.
Fuck no. This is one of my new ones. Got a new
Okay.
t-shirt, new undershirt. I'm not gonna wear a damn new t-shirts, man. Anyway, Bible Belt says he got a free subscription to his wife's OnlyFans page. Good for you, sir. Good for you. My brother-in-law got me a North Face hoodie. Like you see those, like the kids wear those. I got one of those.
Oh wow!
And he got like me and my son have the same ones that match. So I guess my wife also got us Christmas pajamas that we wore on Christmas Day. So there's that too. All right, let's go out to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Hi, this is an Alabama fan here.
What?
This is Justin here. I'm an Alabama fan. I got a question about the
Hello,
Bama and
Justin.
Cincinnati game.
The Bama and who? Cincinnati. Okay.
Cincinnati runs the same defense as Ole Miss, right?
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll get you a Rob and Kale shirt if you can spell Cincinnati for me.
Okay.
Ah,
No shirt for you.
I'm drinking. I don't know what it is. I can spell Cincy, but not Cincinnati.
No shirt for you,
Anyway.
sir. Anyway, go ahead.
Like I was trying to say was Cincinnati. I don't know how to spell it, but whatever that spell is, Cincinnati runs the same defense as Ole Miss, right?
Okay.
And they got 3 and 3-5 defense. So if Alabama can run the ball on them, like they did against Ole Miss, or maybe throw some and then maybe switch it out and run the ball, they'll be able to score some points on them. I believe they'll probably win maybe about 3 touchdowns. Alabama will win by 3 touchdowns against Cincinnati.
Well, I think that I don't know where to go from here, but yeah. Good point,
That's
sir.
what I was saying. What's the point spread, by the way, in that game?
I think it's at 13. We have some questions from some folks. Brock wants to know if you can count your teeth.
Whatever.
I'm asking what the what the chat room's saying. Mr. Boogie wants to know if you can spell Roll Tide.
Yeah, ROLLTIDE.
Hey.
Roll Tide.
Oh, very good. Yeah, I think the point spread is at 13. So, yeah, good stuff there, man. You think they're going to win by more than 2 touchdowns, though? Is that what you're telling me?
If they play like they did against Ole Miss, and like maybe 28-7 at halftime or something like that, I think they'll win maybe like 42-21.
So you got them giving up 42, scoring 42, but winning 40. I mean, scoring 42, but giving up 21. Okay.
Bama winning 42-21 over Cincinnati.
Well, hey, I appreciate you playing our little spelling bee there for you, but you did spell Roll Tide correctly, so that's good.
Yeah, Cincinnati's a little bit hard, but
Good point, sir. Good point. Thanks for calling the show, man.
All right, man. You have a good night.
Good night. Bible Belt says he plays with coloring. Holy shit. Benji said, ask the caller on a scale of 10 to 271, what color is the 43rd alphabet?
what?
We're fucking mean as shit to people sometimes. I know that. That's some good stuff there. All right, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Over and under game jackpot. Do you think we will have over or under on bowl games played at 30? 30 bowl games played.
We've already had
4 cancellations to drop us to 30. We had 42. We're down to 38.
4, yeah, it's 4 so far. Yeah, the one got rescheduled. No, I think we'll probably hit over that.
Well, by the time we get on the air on Wednesday, actually, the Clemson game will be on when we do our show on Wednesday night. Let's go out to the phones. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
How's it going, y'all? Bluegrass Sports Media.
Bluegrass Sports Media. Can you spell Cincinnati?
CINN.
Nope. Okay. No T-shirt for you. You probably your team's close to Cincinnati. You can't spell Cincinnati. Holy shit!
It's
Yeah, well,
CINCINNATI. Hey.
Ding ding ding! Jackpot wins.
I tell you right now, I was the kid in the spelling bee that got up there first, so I could set the fuck down. So, because I knew I was missing the first word. I'm terrible at spelling.
All right. Well, what'd you call the program for, sir?
Well, it seems to me that Clemson is imploding on itself. I just wanted to get your take on it because you told me last time I called in, you said Brent Venables isn't going to steal your recruits. Well, you had a 4-star decommit. You only had 13 recruits in the entire class.
Right.
Dabo Swinney has spoke terribly about the transfer portal, about not going to use it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like NIL. I mean, where are you guys going from here?
Well, if you look at that Clemson recruiting class, despite the fact that it had I think there was 12, 13 players that were in it. If you look at, and it's still underway, by the way, and it may end up finishing higher ranked than it is because they do have Trevor Etienne out there who is going to possibly make his way over to the Clemson team. They're still, despite the fact they have 12 commits, they're currently number 24 in the country. They got the number 1 ranked quarterback in the country. As far as Dabo with the transfer portal, I don't know how that's going to work. He's got to figure that out. And he's going to have to try to implement to bring some of the young men that are in that portal to the program because there's a lot of talent out there. Clemson could have used some help on the offensive line this year, and they just didn't get it. But to say that Clemson's going to implode is kind of far-fetched, in my opinion. Until they completely fall off the planet, Clemson lost 3 games by a combined total of 21 points. And they did lose them. I'm not saying it's like a, moral victory thing here, but they lost to 3 ranked teams by a combined total of 21 points, and they were figuring it out as the season went along. Now, should they have won more games? Yes, but they didn't. Okay? I mean, that's all I can tell you. They had a season where they win on Thursday. Wednesday? They'll have another 10-win season. Which is like 12 straight years of winning 10 games or more. Not very many programs have done that. So.
Well, you can say that, but it's not. It seems like everything's coming together at one time. Because first of all, the transfer portal hit, like I said earlier. Then you guys lose basically your entire, both your coordinators. I'm not going to say your entire staff. You lose probably the best defensive coordinator in the country in Brent Venables to be a head coach.
Yes.
Which nobody ever thought you guys were ever going to lose.
Nope, I didn't think so either. So the fact that he moved on, I mean, you can't say anything bad about Brent Venables. He was on record as saying he told kids that had reached out to him in the recruiting process that they should reevaluate before they decommit from Clemson. So he was a top-notch guy from top to bottom with all that. The young man, Koenig, I think is his name, from Kansas. He ended up enrolling at Oklahoma. I don't think that Venables plucked him from there. I think he just wanted to play for Venables. I think that's just the way that it is. But as far as the rest of that stuff, the same shit was said about Clemson when they won the national title with Deshaun Watson. Oh my God, Watson's gone. Oh my God, Mike Williams is gone. Oh my God, that defensive line is gone. And it's the same shit over and over and over again. But I'm sure going into next season, Clemson will be a team that's ranked in the preseason top 10. And I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. Their schedule next year is shit. Their schedule next year is absolute shit. So they should roll through their schedule and be right there in the hunt for a college football playoff bid.
And all those things are true. They all have them. And to be fair, since you lost that defensive line, you haven't won a national championship, which is kind of, to you guys' point, and a good point to you guys.
No, sir.
It's
no,
kind
sir.
of your standard.
In 2016, the 2016, they lost a bunch of guys on defense. They revamped, and in 2018, the defensive line basically carried them, and they manhandled Alabama. So there's that.
That's when I said that you lost the defensive line, which I give you has only been a few years. But the thing that's the thing that's held. You can lose players, but a coach like Brent Venables has got to affect your program. Like the recruiting. I mean, his system, and you got hired within, so you're gonna have a guy run the same system, but he doesn't know. He's never called plays before. It's gonna be a struggle.
Well, the only thing I can say is that we'll see. What do you think, Jackpot?
I mean, you seriously think you're going to roll through the schedule next year? I mean, I think that's a little bit far fetched. I mean, I could see him taking another step back. I mean,
who on the schedule is that you think can actually hang with them other than Notre Dame? Okay, other than Notre Dame.
Okay, well, okay, yeah, NC State. You got to go to Wake
NC
Forest.
State. They play NC State at home.
Okay, you played Georgia Tech at home this year. You barely beat them.
Okay.
And who's your quarterback going to be?
It's probably going to be Ucla, or if he doesn't have his shit together by the end of fall camp, it's going to be Klubnik.
So you're going to start a true freshman.
Yeah, it worked with Trevor Lawrence.
No, Trevor Lawrence isn't a regular guy. And first, you say he's the number one recruit.
Slow down. Have you read anything about this Klubnik kid?
I've read about him. I read that he wasn't the number one recruit in the class.
Here's what. Let me help you with this. This is a young man that
who's another football god.
Well, he's apparently a great player.
But,
I mean, he's better. He's better than any player that is on. He is better than any player that is in the recruiting class for South Carolina or Kentucky. Not according to me, according to the 247 Sports site.
Okay. And they said the same thing about DJ Ucla.
Sure.
And he wasn't the number one recruit in the country until the Ewers kid that's going to Texas took the NIL money.
Okay, but is he ranked number one or not? Do I have to pull that up and show that to you? He's the number one ranked recruit in the country as far as the quarterback position.
It's an asterisk number one. It's an asterisk number one.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to add to the program, sir?
I'd like to congratulate Jackpot on getting Spencer Rattler. I don't think it's going to make a difference if you don't get rid of your offensive coordinator, but I mean, he's a really good quarterback.
Well, obviously you don't follow along because the reason that he came here was to play for that offensive coordinator. So there's that.
Yeah, well,
Marcus Satterfield said you suck. He said the whole country thinks you suck. Well, guess what? The whole country thinks that I suck. He said, so why don't we just go out there with a big chip on our shoulder and show everybody what we can do. So,
yeah. Anything else there, Mr. Bluegrass?
No, I'd just like to say happy holidays, and I would think that was really cool, that Jim Cornette thing you got for Jackpot. That was pretty cool.
Well, that was a bunch of people. It wasn't just me. There was a bunch of people a bunch of people that put together some money to get that for Jackpot. So good stuff there.
That was great.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Someone's making comments about the SEC East over there. The SEC East is 0-2 in bowl games, a loss to the Service Academy and a team from the American Conference. Sorry, that hurt your feelings. Sorry.
Hey, actually, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Mm-hmm.
I do have something to say about that. Do you honestly not understand what everybody's saying about the SEC?
I don't have a problem with saying that the SEC is good as far as the teams that are at the top, but the rest of them are a bunch of fours.
Well, here's my thing, though, because you say the SEC East is awful.
It is awful.
And everybody besides Georgia is terrible.
It is. Besides Georgia, there's nobody in the East that's worth a shit.
Okay, well,
no one.
Look at the recruiting rankings.
I don't care about the recruiting rankings.
Well,
I don't care about the recruiting rankings. I'm talking about on the field. Look, Central Florida wiped the floor with Florida. Now, what's everybody going to say? They're going to make excuses. Oh my God, they had to have a new coach.
I mean, South Carolina Kentucky, Tennessee, and Mizzou are all on the upswing.
Yeah, and here's my thing: you guys build up everything in your conference. Because, now listen, you play teams that recruit constantly in like the 40s, so you're gonna be better than them. If Kentucky played in the ACC, we probably have 2 or 3 ACC championships in the past 10 years.
Okay.
It's the level of talent coming into the conference. It's not SEC bias. It's not SEC.
Okay. Well, if you have
that.
all this level of talent in the conference, your conference's leading rusher was on the Missouri team, and they lost to a service academy. Florida's in the middle of Florida. They have national titles. Doesn't matter. You couldn't convince him to play? You have SEC talent. All this talent that you're talking about, the recruiting rankings and everything else, you should mop the floor with a service academy, right? Their offensive linemen can't weigh over 260 pounds. Okay, that's fine. That's all about the NFL. You have all that talent. Why can't you beat a service academy? Why can't you beat Central Florida? Why is that? You have all that SEC talent. You can't win. Why is that?
Florida shouldn't even have been in a bowl.
Here's the excuses. Line them up. Excuses. Line them up. I mean, are you going to win? Is the SEC East going to win a bowl game besides Georgia?
Yeah, Kentucky's beating the piss out of Iowa.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, we can bet that one right now. But
sure.
It's a different level of recruiting, a different level of talent that goes in the SEC.
Sure.
And you can look at the rankings and see that.
Sure. Awesome. Anything else?
That's all I got. Sorry, I didn't mean to jump back on, but I heard the slander there, so I had to.
It's not slander. It's fact. The SEC East is 0-2 in bowl games with a loss to a service academy and an American Conference team. I know those facts hurt people's feelings, but sorry. Have a great night.
You too, man.
Lee Wilder with a good point. He says that's why Tennessee didn't want to play Army. Yeah, because
exactly.
It's a no-win situation. If you beat them, I mean, everybody's gonna be like, "Yeah, woo!" I mean, you should. I mean, that, like I said, they, you outweigh their offensive line by 50 pounds, and all they can do is run the ball. But then, there stands also a good chance that you could lose to them, and that doesn't look very good.
Does losing to a service academy look good at all? There, Jackpot.
Only if you're another service academy. Or Holy Cross.
Holy Cross. Good point. Benji says if insert bad SEC team was in the ACC, we would insert ridiculous feat that isn't even subjectively practical. Okay, Benji. Thank you, sir. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. We'll take calls for a little bit. You guys are welcome to join into the program. And I think
if Tennessee was in the ACC, they would have a couple of ACC championships in the past 10 years.
No, Tennessee's a shithole, Jackpot. You're talking about. I could buy Florida. I could buy Florida's team last year winning the ACC, if we're being honest. I think Florida could win the ACC last year.
Auburn.
Clemson on the right time.
Auburn?
I don't know about Auburn because I think Clemson's beat Auburn the last 3 times they played them.
Mizzou?
So you know I'm a Mizzou apologist, so why are you trying to make me say bad things about Mizzou?
Arkansas?
Mizzou. Oh God, Jackpot. Jesus. Oh, goodness.
I'm looking forward to seeing that game, Arkansas and Penn State. I think that's going to be a good game.
Yeah, you know what? I think Arkansas is going to I think Arkansas may win that game. I'm not very impressed with Penn State.
Not so fast, my friend.
All right, we'll see. We'll see on that. It wouldn't surprise me if the only SEC East team to win this year would be in the bowl season would be Georgia.
I don't know about that. I think Tennessee.
Hold on now. On this show, you said that Kentucky better watch out for Iowa. Those words came out of your mouth.
No,
Now, are you moonwalking?
no, I just was talking about Georgia. I don't see I think they get beat by Michigan. I really do. Not trying to stir up the Georgia fans here. I just think that's just a bad matchup. You better watch out.
Oh, so you think the East could go over in bowl season?
No, I don't think Tennessee will lose to Purdue. That David Bell, whatever his name is, that wide receiver for Purdue that's really good, he quit. And he was a difference maker. So if he's not playing, I don't have a lot of faith in the old Boilermakers.
I don't have a lot of faith in them either, but I wouldn't be surprised either way. So,
James Thompson said the Cox are winning with Mighty Zeb leading the way. It could happen. Could happen.
Jackpot, are you going to get to watch the game on Thursday with it being at 11 o'clock in the morning?
Probably not. Not happy about
Well,
that. What a shit time for a football game to start.
Yeah. I got to do pregame coverage on our best Gamecock coverage. I got to be on the air at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, God.
Fuck my face.
I mean, I don't understand that. Why? I mean, what is the primetime game that day? Why so fucking early?
Hold on. Let's look at bowl games for that day. Hold on.
Stupid.
Hold on. Maybe they'll have some opt-outs and they'll move the game around. I joke about that, but Jesus, the Cowboys are beating the shit out of Washington 42-7. Man. Let's see here. Hold on. What the hell? Okay. So for bowl games on December. Ooh, wait a minute. Where am I going? Okay. I'm looking at the schedule right now. The Fenway Bowl was canceled. Good. No championships need to be played on the Red Sox field. Fuck those cheaters. 11:30 is South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Purdue at 3, Pittsburgh, Michigan State at 7, Wisconsin, Arizona State at 10:30. So there's that. I don't know. Welcome into the program. Good evening.
Hey, how's it going, fellas? How are you guys?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Doing well. Hey, listen, let's talk about Georgia and Michigan.
Sure.
This is what being a Georgia fan is. This slapdick team. I swear to God. Kirby's going to die on the Stetson Bennett 12-inch cross. It's just unbelievable.
Called him a slapdick team. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm sorry. You called him a slapdick team. That's pretty funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's just what these Georgia teams do. You know, it's anyway. So I think here's the deal. I'm trying to gauge my team right now, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, are we going to be pissed off for the last 3 weeks because we've been made to eat crap, or are we just going to go out there and just feel sorry for ourselves and lose to Michigan? I mean, I do think that Michigan. We talk about the matchups. When's the last time someone's just running up Georgia's ass? I mean, really, just running the ball up their ass. When's the last time they've done that? Like any team has done that.
Didn't when they lost to Alabama in the Stetson Bennett year, the first game, didn't Alabama do well in that matchup on the ground? I don't remember.
But what did they have? What did they have, Rob? They had a quarterback, right, that spread them out, and you had to defend that, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, and. Look, I'm not mocking. I'm just saying I'm trying to remember back to the last time that someone actually got yardage on the ground against that Georgia defense. It's been a bit. So
I mean, this is what I feel about the game is lower scoring games favor Kirby Smart. Unless you get turnovers like what South Carolina did. And that's a possibility for Michigan. But these 21-14, 19-13, 10-3 kind of games, I think you're playing Kirby ball there unless you got something special at quarterback, you know?
I think that I think even the most ardent Georgia fan will say that the way that Kirby Smart has dealt with quarterbacks has been lacking, to say the least. I also think that the quarterback that gives you the best chance to win will probably not see the field during the playoffs. I think JT Daniels has the trajectory to be to bring you to a higher level. But Stetson Bennett, you have to give him credit for what he's done. He led him to a 12-0 season, and I just think the ceiling is only so high with him, though. I mean, and I'm a short guy, but I'm not out there trying to play quarterback, and you can't, like, someone made this reference a couple weeks ago. He has to move around so that he can see over the shoulders of his offensive linemen. I mean, physics. That's just the way that it is.
Kirby's just a dumbass. Always a dumbass when it comes to quarterback. I mean, everything else, it's like he's got it. But, like, the quarterback thing, the Stetson Bennett thing, well, first off, everyone talks about Georgia's defense, okay, about how it didn't do well against Alabama. Listen, we don't get to the SEC championship fast, man. I mean, so it's just one bad game and our quarterback can't do anything. I mean, that's the bottom line,
I think that this is the best Georgia I mean, it's one of the better defenses I've seen in years, to be honest with you. I mean, they didn't have any games where they were ramrodded in the regular season. And Alabama, man, their quarterback came out with a set of nuts in that championship game and just drug them. So there's that.
And this is what I tell people too, and this is one thing that keeps me as a Georgia fan, even though I'm like really pissed at my team right now. It keeps me level because, like, these top 5 teams, like the Clemsons, like the Alabamas, like the Georgias, it's like they have a fastball, right? And they might not have it every week, but when they have their fastball, it's like they can smoke anybody, like Ohio State smoked Michigan State, and then they lost Michigan the next week, and so Georgia has the capability of a fastball, and Michigan, I think if I'm Michigan, I want to play Georgia right after that championship game because you're catching them in a bad spot. But 3 weeks to kind of let Georgia mull it over, I'm just saying it's a little bit different than, like now everyone's been telling Georgia they suck, Stetson sucks, all this other kind of stuff. Whereas 12 weeks earlier, we're the best team in the country. So I don't know. I mean, this Cade McNamara is going to put 300, 400 yards in the air to convince me, but we'll see.
Man, appreciate you calling the program, man. Look forward to chatting with you later on.
Yeah, man.
All right, there you go. Jackpot, he seemed like he's a realist there.
Yeah, I mean, and people don't talk about. I mean, Stetson Bennett can make some plays with his feet. That's very important.
Well, yeah, that's true. He can do that.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of dual threat guy.
He's so small though that I worry about him getting hit and like someone killing him. Every time, I'm serious, when he gets out there and there's like a linebacker that's blaring down on him, I'm like, oh, we may be watching a death live on TV right now. That's kind of how I feel because he just looks so tiny,
Well, I mean, he could always opt out too to protect his NFL stock, keep from getting injured in a worthless bowl game. Wouldn't
that be some shit if Stetson Bennett was like, you know what, I opt out?
Somebody on one of the Gamecock Facebook pages today, somebody posted and asked how many points Parker White needed to break that all-time scoring record for the Gamecocks. And somebody said something about that. They seriously heard that they thought he might not be playing in this game Thursday, because he didn't want to risk getting hurt.
I don't buy that.
But I don't either. Dude's been there for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't buy that at all. Especially, I mean, Shane Beamers went to bat for him and talked about him in press conferences and how he's not a Grasso Award finalist and all that. I just don't buy that, Jackpot. Parker White will be playing in that game, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. All right, well, Jackpot, hey, before we get out of here, real quick here. Games tomorrow, just win or loss here. We only have one game tomorrow. The Quick Lane Bowl, Western Michigan, Nevada. Which way you rolling there? Western Michigan's a 7-point favorite.
I'm gonna roll with the Wolfpack. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going with Nevada too. Then Tuesday, Houston and Auburn. Auburn's a 2.5-point favorite in the Birmingham Bowl. Man, what a great place to have a bowl game.
I'm rolling with Houston. How can I don't know. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction to Auburn's game against Alabama. I don't think they're very good.
Air Force in Louisville, 315. Louisville is a 1.5 point favorite. I'm rolling with the Academy.
I rolled with Air Force too. I think Louisville's defense might have a little bit of problems with them. I mean, that's just kind of that's a bad matchup for Louisville.
Mississippi State and Texas Tech. Mississippi State's a 9.5 point favorite. I'm going with Mike Leach to score 100.
I'm going with Texas Tech. I think that Mississippi State will win, but I think that one might be a little bit. I mean, everybody's talking Mike Leach. He's gonna. He made some kind of a press conference. He said something about them. Something about they still owed him a paycheck for the 2009 season or something that they didn't ever pay him after they fired him. So but I think Texas Tech's going to come out to play in that one. But I still think the SEC West squad will probably come out on top.
UCLA and NC State in the Holiday Bowl in San Diego. NC State's a 2 point favorite.
Weird matchup. I think I took NC State in the contest. I mean, the more and more I think about it, I just think the location of that and the travel and all that, I just think that kind of favors UCLA a little bit.
West Virginia, Minnesota. Minnesota's a 5 point favorite. By the way, I've got UCLA winning that game.
Who gives a fuck?
Fair enough. I think we both took the couch burners.
Minnesota.
Okay. SMU and Virginia in the Fenway Bowl is canceled. The Pinstripe Bowl, Maryland and Virginia Tech. Fuck.
Virginia Tech is going to fuck them up.
All right. Clemson and Iowa State. Clemson's a 1.5 point favorite. I'm taking the Tigers. Were you taking Iowa State? I can't remember.
I'm rolling with Matt Campbell and the Iowa State Cyclones. Y'all don't want that smoke.
Oregon and Oklahoma. Oklahoma. It says OU. I'm assuming that's Oklahoma. Is a 4.5 point favorite over Oregon.
I think OU gets it done.
There you go. So there's our picks, just straight up as when we come back on with you on Wednesday. I think Clemson game might be over by then. It starts at 5:45, so it might be over by then. We'll see.
Depends on if Dabo's on the sideline crying.
Merry Christmas, jackpot. I don't want to argue with you tonight. All right, well, we'll be back at it on Wednesday night. New rundown will be on the air on Tuesday. I'm off tomorrow. We are going to have Andrew Jones from Tar Heel Illustrated on the rundown either Tuesday or Wednesday. No, sir. He's the guy that's covered North Carolina for 25 years.
Oh,
so he knows a little bit about
R-U-W Jones.
No. He's covered North Carolina for 25 years, and he knows his stuff on that front.
Oh, also, well, whatever. He's still a heck of a center fielder.
He was. Hey, I think he's on the ballot for the Hall of Fame.
Really?
Brock says Jackpot should do a live watch of the Clemson game. I don't know if Jackpot will be able to do that because Jackpot's working.
What time does it come on? 5:45?
5:45.
I don't know. Maybe.
And he wants to know, James says you're not streaming no, Jackpot's working. He may not even get to watch the game.
No, not at that time.
He may get video from Jackpot in the parking lot. Just fuck this team. What the fuck, North Carolina? That's what's going on. I don't
know what it is about these games. This Clemson bowl game and this Gamecocks one. Something about them. They just don't excite me. They really just don't.
Well, do you have a game left that does excite you? Is it just the playoff games, or is there another matchup that you really want? I mean, I kind of like Oregon, Oklahoma.
That'll be a good game. I mean, I think the Penn State game against Arkansas is going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Gamecocks game. I mean, I would love to be able to watch it if I could, but I mean, that time, Slot just don't work for me. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right. Well, there you go with that. Appreciate you guys joining us this evening. And with that, the show's a wrap.